Welcome to the Iron Cipher podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the golden age of hip-hop.
Welcome back to Iron Cipher, the channel where we decode the genius behind rap lyrics in a massive deep dive.
Yeah, hey everyone. I am so pumped to get into this one today, and I'm really glad you are joining us for this.
Usually, when investigators look at a crime scene, there's a clear, tangible weapon, right?
Yeah, like a smoking gun or something.
Exactly. A shell casing, some physical piece of evidence that tells the whole story in black and white. It gets broken down, analyzed, filed away. It's a very clean process.
And, it's comforting because we like things to be visible. We want facts to be categorized neatly into a single, undeniable meaning.
But then you step into the world of elite hip-hop lyricism, and suddenly that pristine crime scene is turned completely upside down.
Oh, absolutely. It's chaos.
We're looking at a linguistic landscape that is, honestly, a labyrinth. The weapon isn't a physical object. The weapon is the dictionary itself.
Man, that is a great way to put it. The dictionary is the weapon.
And today, we are wading right into the deepest end of that labyrinth. We are going bar by bar through Fuel by Eminem, featuring J.I.D.
Oof. Yeah, we are.
If you're here for this rap breakdown, buckle up. We're unpacking a track packed to the brim with aggressive, Slim Shady energy, hyper-technical rhyme schemes, and, well, some highly controversial punchlines.
Some of the most controversial of his career, honestly.
Okay, let's unpack this. What exactly are we walking into with the context of this album? I know there's a really heavy conceptual layer here.
Yeah, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, Fuel sits right in the middle of Eminem's 12th studio album, The Death of Slim Shady. The subtitle is Coup de Grace.
Right, the death blow.
Exactly. And this isn't just a loose collection of songs. The entire project is framed as a literal, psychological battle between Eminem, the man Marshall Mathers, and his infamous, heavily criticized alter ego, Slim Shady.
Didn't he actually put out a fake obituary?
He did. He published a fake obituary for Slim Shady in the Detroit Free Press to set the tone for this era.
I remember seeing that. He wore overalls and a hockey mask for the promo.
Yeah, and the obituary literally stated that Shady's complex and tortured existence has come to a close. So the framing here is like a horror movie, a true crime documentary, and a battle rap all rolled into one.
Wow.
He even put out a public service announcement advising fans to listen to the album because it is a strict narrative. And Fuel is the exact moment where that narrative hits an absolute fever pitch.
Which means we need to do a relentless, exhaustive dissection of the entire song. We are leaving no double entendre unturned today.
I am ready. Let's do it.
So setting the stage, J.I.D. takes the opening verse. And he comes in with this line, he goes, "Smoking trees, I'm riding round. Come to my side of town. Lately, it's been going down. Look.
Okay, that opening is incredibly smooth, but do not let it fool you.
It sounds super laid back.
It does. But what's fascinating here is that this intro is actually an interpolation. It's derived directly from a 2019 song called Ridin' Round by an artist named The Third Diam.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, if you pull up the original track, the lyrics are practically identical. J.I.D. incorporates this hidden piece of trivia to set an incredibly laid-back, almost hypnotic tone.
It lulls you into a false sense of security, almost like he's coasting on the beat. I actually thought he was just doing a standard melodic trap intro.
That is the auditory illusion right there.
Yeah.
He is starting at a slow jog, using this obscure interpolation to establish a relaxed vibe before he completely shatters the glass and begins a lyrical sprint.
Go through the trap.
Literally. It is a highly calculated calm before the storm. He wants you nodding your head lazily so the impact of the next bars hits you twice as hard.
And he doesn't wait long to shatter that glass at all. The very next bar goes, "All of my niggas gonna ride with it. In the pocket, the rocket like Kellen Mond. Mama told me the power was in the tongue, but it probably ain't powerful as a gun."
Oh, man. The depth of that football reference is staggering once you actually map it out.
Yeah, break that down, because I hear Kellen Mond, and I'm like, wait, the quarterback?
Exactly. We have a sports metaphor violently colliding with street reality here. Let's look at the double entendre of in the pocket and the rocket. On a literal street level, having a rocket in the pocket means concealing a firearm.
Right, a gun in your jacket or your pants.
Yeah. But he specifically name drops Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond is an American football quarterback.
Okay, so the sports angle.
In football terminology, when the quarterback drops back to pass the ball, the protective area his offensive line creates for him is called the pocket.
Right, he's standing in the pocket.
And a quarterback who throws a very fast, hard pass is said to be throwing a rocket.
Oh, wow, I didn't even catch that the first time.
Yeah, so Kellen Mond is physically in the pocket throwing a rocket, while JID's crew is walking down the street in the pocket holding a rocket.
That is brilliant. It's two entirely different worlds sharing the exact same vocabulary.
It really is.
And then he juxtaposes that violent street imagery with a maternal, almost biblical lesson. Mama told me the power was in the tongue. That's the old proverb, right? The power of life and death is in the tongue.
It is. He brings in this idealism, the idea that words have the power to change circumstances, but then JID hits you with the harsh, pragmatic reality of his environment.
That words don't stop bullets.
Exactly. Words might have theoretical power, but they probably aren't as immediately effective as a gun when your life is on the line. He's wrestling with the conflict between his mother's moral teachings and the actual survival instincts required in his neighborhood.
That survival instinct bleeds directly into how he views his peers, too. He follows up with, all of you little cowards get devoured. I'm giving out flowers to anyone. I ain't been out the house in a minute because I ain't with it if the money's miniature.
Just from a technical standpoint, the internal rhyme scheme here is gorgeous.
It bounces perfectly.
Weave the words cowards, devoured, and flowers together in your head. The vowel sounds match perfectly, but the wordplay on giving out flowers completely flips a common hip-hop trope on its head.
Because usually, giving someone their flowers means paying respect to a living legend, right? You're honoring them while they can still appreciate it.
Right, giving props. But he takes that sign of respect and turns it into a legal threat. Because he prefaces it with, cowards get devoured, giving out flowers takes on a grim, literal meaning.
Oh, like actual flowers for a funeral.
Yes. He's providing literal floral arrangements for your funeral because he just devoured you in a street confrontation or a rap battle. He is showing respect by sending a wreath to your casket.
Man, that's dark. And he only bothers to leave the house to do this if the money isn't miniature. He's prioritizing the hustle above all else.
Always about the business.
Which drops us into this incredibly dense pocket of alliteration next. Listen to the consonants here.
JID raps. I've been minding my business. I'm business-minded. Been spending some time with the minister. Because them niggas spinning shit and still sinning in the city of God, and it's sinister.
What's truly impressive here is the sheer phonetic gymnastics required to perform this.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. If you are sitting at home, try reading that line out loud at full speed. The heavy alliteration of those S and N sounds, minister, spinnin', sinnin', city, sinister, it creates a hissing, snake-like rhythm.
It almost sounds evil just phonetically.
Exactly. The breath control required to enunciate those syllables without stumbling is elite.
I feel like that hissing sound perfectly matches the word sinister, too. But beyond the phonetics, I'm struck by the irony of his situation here.
The juxtaposition is the whole point. He's spending time with the minister, seeking spiritual guidance, perhaps trying to stay on a righteous path and be business-minded.
But he's surrounded by the complete opposite.
Right. He is entirely surrounded by people spinning shit. In street slang, spinning means driving through enemy territory looking for targets to shoot at. They're sinning in the city of God.
And City of God is that famous movie, right?
Yeah. City of God is a famous film about the brutal crime in the favelas of Rio de Janeiro. But here, JID uses it to metaphorically represent his own neighborhood, a place where violence reigns supreme despite supposedly being under God's watch.
The geography of that spiritual struggle expands heavily in the next bars. He says, try to pray and repent in a synagogue or a mosque, a temple, a church. Them brown-skins, sentiment niggas hurtin', and murder's a common courtesy, for certainly.
This raises an important question, though. Out of all the ways to describe seeking God, why list every single specific place of worship?
Yeah, he hits Judaism with the synagogue, Islam with the mosque, Buddhism or Hinduism with the temple, and Christianity with the church.
It almost feels like he's scanning the map for a safe haven and realizing none of them work.
Oh,
That is the exact sentiment. He broadens the religious scope to underscore that the pain in these communities is entirely universal. It doesn't matter what faith you subscribe to or what holy building you seek shelter inside.
The hopelessness of the streets permeates the walls anyway.
Exactly. Them brown-skinned sentiment niggas hurtin'.
Yeah.
The systemic, racialized pain transcends religion, and then he delivers one of the most chilling lines of the verse. Murder is a common courtesy.
That is such a dark oxymoron. Common courtesy.
It implies that violence has become so normalized, like so baked into the daily social contract of this environment, that taking a human life is treated as casually as holding a door open for a stranger or saying, "Bless you," when someone sneezes.
Just an everyday thing.
It's a courtesy. It's expected.
And the mechanical reality of that casual violence ramps up into what I can only describe as a staccato sprint. JID completely changes his flow, and it's actually really jarring. He raps, R.I.P., be on the shirt, search, lurk, murk, squirt, dirt, first. 48.
This delivery is mind-blowing. He completely abandons traditional sentence structure here.
There are literally no verbs connecting these nouns in a grammatical way.
Right, he switches to single-syllable staccato rhymes. Shirt, search, lurk, murk, squirt, dirt, first.
It literally sounds like an automatic weapon firing. Pop, 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 pop.
He is using his vocal cords to mimic the rapid, chaotic, unpredictable nature of street violence.
Yeah.
But even more impressively, that sequence of words isn't random at all.
It tells a story, doesn't it?
It tells a chronological story of a gangland assassination in 7 words. You search for an enemy, you lurk in the shadows waiting for them, you murk, which is slang for murder them, the blood squirts, their body hits the dirt.
And the final word, first, acts as a bridge. It connects to the ad-lib, 48.
Bringing the entire sequence into sharp focus. The first 48 is a highly popular true crime television show that details the first 48 hours of a homicide investigation.
Right, where if they don't solve it in 2 days, it goes cold.
Exactly. Detectives argue that if they don't get a lead in that initial 48-hour window, the chances of solving the case drop drastically. JID paints the entire cycle of a street killing, from the hunt to the resulting police investigation, in just 8 words.
That is incredible penmanship.
Yeah.
And the legal consequences of that cycle land you exactly where the next bars take us, the prison reality.
Yeah.
JD says, my nigga doing 4 + 8 without a court date. Talked the other day, he say, you doing okay, he good, he gaining weight. Then get a sharp shank he made, he say they play, they got to partake.
Let's look at the math right off the bat. 4 + 8 = 12. His friend has been sitting behind bars for 12 years without even seeing a trial.
Without a court date? That's insane.
This isn't just a throwaway line. It's a harsh critique of the brutal inefficiencies and injustices of the American legal system, particularly for young men of color. But beyond the sociological message, look at the underlying rhyme scheme carrying this story.
It's heavily reliant on that long A sound, right? Date. Date, okay.
He strings together 8 consecutive lines ending with that exact same vowel sound. Date, day, okay, wait, shank, which is used here as a slant rhyme made, play, partake.
It's mesmerizing.
And he is describing the literal, terrifying reality of surviving prison politics. You try to keep your head down and do okay, you work out and gain weight to protect yourself.
But eventually the facade cracks.
Yeah, you have to get a sharp shank, a homemade knife. Because when the prison factions play, meaning when a violent riot or gang war breaks out, you are forced to partake.
You cannot be a neutral party in a prison war. You either participate or you become a victim.
Exactly.
And living in that state of constant paranoia creates a massive psychological burden. JID taps into that trauma next. He raps, homie got a heart full of hate and a face full of war paint, eyes all red full of rage, and it's hard to escape from a dark place.
The vivid, almost cinematic imagery here is striking. He draws a direct line from the internal feeling, a heart full of hate, to the external projection of that feeling, a face full of war paint.
I originally thought war paint meant blood, but you're saying it's more psychological.
The war paint could represent literal gang tattoos, sure. But more deeply, it represents the hardened, aggressive facial expressions these men have to wear just to avoid looking vulnerable.
Like armor.
It's an armor made of pure aggression, eyes all red, full of rage. This illustrates the devastating psychological toll of their environment. When your brain is forced to live in a constant state of hypervigilance, it truly is hard to escape from a dark place.
Not just physically escaping the prison or the hood.
Right, but escaping the